Today, you're going to learn exactly how to utilize influencers on Twitter. Now, this is some powerful stuff here because this is literally a method that we use every single day to go out there and find influencers that nobody's tapping into. Everybody's also focusing on Instagram while we're also focusing on Twitter. But not only that, we're about to reveal a completely free tool that you can use as well to go ahead and find these influencers, see all their engagement, see how many followers they have, and how you can literally tap into them, well, starting today. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it along to Anthony Mastalone, and we'll get started right now.
Hey there everybody, Anthony Mastalone here. Today I wanted to tell you guys something really cool, and it's about influencers. So what are influencers? If you don't already know, they're people with mass followings on social media, on blogs, on the internet, and they have the ability to make their community that follows them take action. So now when you tie this into marketing, it's a huge way to turn your entire advertising schemes around. And now if we compare this to traditional outbound marketing techniques, you're going to see a $1 in ad spend to a $2 turnover in traditional marketing, whereas with influencers you'll see an $11 turnover from a single dollar ad spend when you're using influencer marketing. So now it's kind of hard to come across these influencers and find the right one that's for you, because when you do look for your influencer, you're going to want one that's inside of your niche so that you can put your product into a mass amount of people that are in your niche already. So now we're going to use these influencers to bridge the gap and connect us with this audience that trusts this influencer. So we're going to do a little influencer shopping, and I'm going to show you exactly how we could find these influencers on twitter.com using a tool called BuzzSumo and Twitter itself. So this is a super valuable way to find an influencer that could possibly promote your products in your e-commerce store and all of the awesome products that you have inside of your store for you. All right, everyone, we're at buzzsumo.com, and now we're going to go over here to the influencers tab, and this is where we can go just searching Twitter influencers, which is absolutely awesome. So let's say we were in the pug niche. So we're going to search here. Here we have Ridley the Pug, which is a Facebook page, and also gives us the Twitter, and it tells us how many followers I have, the retweet ratio, the reply ratio, and the average amount of retweets this user gets. So we're going to look at all of this, and we're going to see exactly how effective all of these people are. So this is a good way that we can go about finding which influencer is best for us. And the coolest part about this is that we can create a list and save an influencer. We could follow them, we could connect with them in different ways. We could tweet at them all through BuzzSumo. And that's why I love BuzzSumo and find it to be such an amazing tool. So we could go through all of these influencers right here. Go over here and use Mini and Max Pugs who have 20,000 followers. Look at the huge audience that you're going to hit of 20,000 people that are clearly interested in pugs. So we could use this to go about finding our influencers quicker than ever, and then we could save our influencers to a list, build a Rolodex, compare and contrast, and then reach out to them, getting quotes and brokering deals to see which is the best for your business. Now, I also want to show you Twitter search. All right, everyone, I'm inside of twitter.com in their search area. So as you can see in this top right area of the desktop version, there is a search bar that you can utilize, which is what I just used to get this pug search going. And right now we're in the top tweets area. So these are like the most popular recent tweets, the most engaged with tweets. They don't have to even be from anyone that you follow. So what we're going to do, instead of getting all of these random tweets, we're going to go over to the accounts area, which just so happens to be right here. We're going to get this full list of accounts that are related to our search directly. So as you can see, we get all of these pug pages, and there's countless ones here. So we're going to look towards the top here, and let's just start with emergency pugs, for example. Let's say we want to check out this one. So they have 510,000 followers, which is a huge following. That's very good. And as you can see, we get their Instagram right here, which is another way to see what else they're doing. So we're going to go to their Instagram. And more often than not, we're going to see that their business inquiries are going to be on their Instagram page, because that's more so where they're going to be doing a lot of their influencing. And on Twitter, it's more so just content and building a following rather than doing influencing and paid marketing. So as you can see, we have their business inquiries and submissions here. So this is where we can go for a featured post, emergencypugs@yahoo.com. So they don't have as big of a following on Instagram, but they still have a good following. So it's 13.3 thousand followers, which is a good influencer to use if we're just getting our page started. Let's say we're at anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 followers. So even if Pug Emergency didn't have a lot of followers, for instance, even on their Twitter or their Instagram, and they were closer to our follower count, instead of paying them for a featured post, you could do something such as a shout out, and you could each shout out one another and share your audience with one another, therefore exchanging followers and gaining traction on both pages. So therefore, it's a win-win for you and for the page that you're working with. So they don't always have to be a paid advertisement, but this is a good way to find influencers that sometimes you cannot come across on Instagram itself. So that's why I find searching on Twitter and doing a little digging as a great avenue to find these influencers that you wouldn't normally come across.
So I hope you enjoyed that video. There's a lot of information to actually go ahead and use and implement right now. So without further ado, go ahead, use BuzzSumo and start looking for these influencers. Go ahead and contact them, start brokering deals, and start going out there and telling them, hey, look, give me a tweet, give me a shout out, and I'll pay you a set amount, an X, Y, and Z amount, a flat rate. And what's going to happen is they're going to agree, they're going to disagree, etc. And you're just going to push everybody back to your product. So with that being said, this is one of the strongest and most powerful methods that you can use. And also, it doesn't utilize Instagram 100%, but you can still use Instagram with the same method. How is that? Well, because you can take a look at their Twitter accounts, and a lot of times if they have a powerful Twitter account, they're going to siphon it back to Instagram, and you can utilize both. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you tomorrow.